Why play Fizz Mid? Well, he has very high burst damage, he is incredibly mobile, he is remarkably difficult to kill, and he is strong at most points in the game. However, he can struggle from behind not having the damage he needs, and there are some ranged mid laners who will just poke you out of lane. Fizz's passive is that he's always ghosted and takes flat reduced damage every time he takes damage. Fizz's Q is a point and click ability which has to target an enemy. It dashes Fizz through the target a set distance and deals damage. Fizz's W has a passive where his attacks cause bleed damage over 3 seconds. The active is an auto attack reset which makes his next attack deal additional damage. If this kills the target, it refunds most of the mana, making it great for farming, and if it doesn't kill the target, it does a chunk extra bleed damage. Fizz's E has 2 parts to it. Firstly, he dashes onto his trident, making him untargetable. After this, he dashes again a small distance, dealing damage in an area and slowing all enemies hit. This ability can be recast early while untargetable to do the second dash earlier, which will make the damage go off in a smaller area and will not slow. Fizz's ultimate is a straight line skill shot which throws out a fish. This will attach to the first target hit, slowing them and granting true sight. After 2 seconds, a shark erupts from the fish, knocking up the champion with the fish on them and knocking all other enemies back, dealing damage. It also has a fun mechanic where the fish deals damage in a larger area, deals more damage, and applies a larger slow the further it's travelled. As you can see in the clips, it's a tiny shark when it's barely travelled and a massive one when it's travelled a long distance. For your all-in combo, you can use ultimate, then immediately dash to hide your ultimate while travelling. After this, auto attack into W reset before using E to either retreat or deal additional damage. For matchups, Fizz has a lot of good ones. He does well into mages he can dash onto and kill, and he's also really good into some assassins where he can ignore their burst damage. However, he can struggle against champions who will avoid his damage and stick on him. For runes, take this, electrocute just makes your burst damage even better. For build order, start corrupting potion into tier 2 boots and eludens. From here, get yourself a Zhonya's followed by a Lichbane before finishing a build with any of these for more damage. For skill order, start E, then W, then Q before maxing E, then W, then Q, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, Flash and Ignite is the go-to. The way you play the early game will vary depending if you're against another melee champion or a ranged champion. If you're against a ranged champion, your main goal will be to simply farm using your spells defensively to keep yourself safe. This should naturally make the wave push towards you where you can farm far safer, and with his W and other spells he has great tools for farming under his tower if needed. From here, when you have all your abilities available to you, you can look for trades. Look to engage with Q into auto attack W before either committing to the fight with E or dashing away. And of course, when you have ultimate, you can simply run at these squishy mages who have been bullying you and just absolutely blow them up. If you're playing against a melee champion, you don't need to play quite so defensive. When you have all 3 spells available to you, a simple Q into auto W using E to escape or fight is far easier to do. And in a similar fashion, when you have 6, you have insane kill pressure. Otherwise, Fizz is great at roaming. Make sure to always push your lane out first, and then either roam bot or top using your insane mobility to get onto a champion and either force them out of lane or kill them. Entering late game teamfights, Fizz is an incredibly versatile assassin. When a teamfight starts, you want to lurk on the outside until you can flank onto one of their carries. And when you're on one of their carries, there's really not much that can stop you from just simply deleting them. And after this, you can use Zhonya's to buy more time to get your cooldowns back. Also, if you simply can't find the opportunity to get onto a carry, go for their front line, you'll still deal tons of damage and burst them out.